Well, we knew snow was a possibility for this game, and the weather was happy to oblige with a nice layer of white over Pittsburgh's R2SB Stadium, and we got more snow on the way.
Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The kicker, Chris Boswell, has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Looking to throw right away is Watson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete. Well, these two teams met in Pittsburgh earlier in the year with the Steelers prevailing in that one. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. Steps away to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So 2 incompletions have led him to an early 3rd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. On 4th down, on is Corey Bajorquez to punt. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. First and 10 here for Trubisky and the Steelers.
At their own 44. It's a jet sweep. Trubisky pops it forward. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. He's got a man complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That goes for a gain of 31.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's nice to have a tight end that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and then connect on a very nice play downfield. A combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
18. Red, up.
They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Hey, 18. Alert. Red, up.
It's a jet sweep. Trubisky pops it forward. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. Brings up 3rd down.
Red, up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. Throwing here, Trubisky. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll try and throw for it with Trubisky. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. The Browns drive about to get started as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
From the 50, it's Watson. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Larry Ogunjobi in for the sack. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit
or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Watson. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not.
And now hold everything here as the challenge flag is out. And we're going to get a review of that last play.
Set. Hey, 31.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
24.
They run it again with Chubb. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I think that's the type of run we'll continue to see throughout this game. The snow coming down, I don't expect a lot of big plays to be broken.
2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7.
Here's Watson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. To throw is Watson. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Amari Cooper halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Browns are on the board first here this afternoon.
And that is off the left upright. It's no good. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
On 2nd and 10, Trubisky.
That swung out wide to Harris.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Lock in, lock in.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Myles Garrett, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. 6-0 our score after 1.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now Trubisky on 3rd and long.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
After the interception, here's Watson. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Well, Charles, sometimes we talk about the lengths officials sometimes go to protect star quarterbacks, but that was tough to argue against.
Yeah, and I'm sure that everyone's going to say, hey, we're going to administer the penalty the same way for all quarterbacks. But when it's a star back there, even more so are they going to be diligent about throwing the flag.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Now a first down throw, Watson.
Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down, Watson.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Now Watson.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. York able to send this one through,
and the drive will wind up yielding 3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field.
Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Harris going to get it again on second down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown.
For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Steelers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. Play action. Now Trubisky. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. On 4th down, here's Presley Harvin on to punt.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Akella Witherspoon. And they will finally stop him, but a great return gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
Watson on 1st down.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
On 1st down, Watson.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
We don't see him miss too often. The ball could have slipped a little bit coming off his hand, and that's all it would take to send it high and out of bounds without a play.
Hey, 31!
To throw again on second down. Watson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A great effort there. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Browns are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And he's got room. And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll try the right side with Harris. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8, now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. On 3rd down, here's Coleman. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. Right back to Coleman here on 1st down. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run with Harris. Pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Najee Harris with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
On first down, it's Watson. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. This is caught inside the 15. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Here's Watson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Deshaun Watson with his third touchdown pass of this first half.
And the Browns will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that's caught inside the 30. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for first and 10. They hand this off to Harris. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This from 36 yards out. Boswell's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On third down, here's Harris. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. And he stopped immediately there.
Safety Grant Delpit up to make the play.
It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out. Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Trubisky to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Watson. That's out to Chubb, complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Now Austin.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory.
It was Jacob Phillips who was able to bring him down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Move.
Now here's another carry for Harris. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Alert.
So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15.
18.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Jet sweep. Here's Pickens with it.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Now it's Trubisky. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
Well, that's a down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson buying time to his left. And he'll just get rid of it.
The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
26.
Throwing on 3rd down. Watson. Flushed out right.
That's to the right side and complete to Njoku.
Set. Alert. 3-4 down. He's coming.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. 27 yards. A big play there on 4th. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Set. 59. 59.
Again, it's Watson. And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Throwing again is Watson. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. Quick throw completed by Watson. Touchdown! Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game.
And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by York is up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28. out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll run again with Harris. Now third down is looming, a pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And the Steelers on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 7. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Pickett, 4th down, desperation time.
And incomplete on the deep ball. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th. And we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And this is caught inside the 5. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 36 yards on the play.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout, and actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the third quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the fourth quarter is ours, and they certainly weren't kidding.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will be taken down, but not before he gets this to the Browns' 37-yard line.
183 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
A great run, but, you know, this is probably where the offensive coordinator is saying, geez, we could have used a couple of these earlier in the game.
Hey, he's probably telling the head coach, well, talk to the run game coordinator about that. I just call the plays. We should have had this going right from the beginning.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. It's complete to Watt.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. Harris running straight ahead, and he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense, and what a big-time play there.
Now a give, running left is Harris. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Boswell's kick is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're looking at a third straight win here if they can hold on. Throwing now, Watson. Wide open, Amari Cooper. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Hey, 59!
Now it's Watson. He's going to look deep down the field. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
An incomplete pass on second down leads us to third and inches. Back to throw, Watson. Got a man, it's Schwartz, complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just